Views and content expressed in the following program are not representative of ONTV or the Board of Directors. ONTV and its Board of Directors do not endorse the views, thoughts, or content of the following program.
Hello again, and welcome to Political News, Political Views. No teleprompters, no cue cards, no idiot boards, no bottles, no punches, no under-the-table kicking.
That they can see.
Yeah. No kidnapping, one side or the other. That was a shot.
That was an added.
That
that
was
was
a
an
shot.
added one. Yeah.
And no punchline.
No drummer either. Anyway, Todd is here on the right, and we have a special guest, John DeSanto, who will, I'm not sure what he's going to do. Of course, we're not sure what we do.
Every show is always different with us. So.
But jumping into things, I do want to do my standard lines. Please tell Democrats, Republicans, Independents, and QAnon that once you're recorded on TV or radio, it's forever. So when you say something, don't come back later. I never said that.
Especially for those who plan on running for
public
office.
There was a real funny one yesterday that Brian Williams had shown late last night with Ted Cruz, saying that as soon as Biden was declared the winner, that the Democratic governors and Democratic mayors were going to reopen the cities and the COVID will be gone.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
That happened.
We have a
that was
dictator
said,
here in Michigan
that was said
closed
in
down
July.
Service providers and restaurants and everything else, even though they're 4.3% of the so-called issue with it. So, yeah, we've already lost, according to Michigan. I can't think of the name. Cranes. We've lost over 2,000 businesses already in the mom and pop industries because of all this, and with this continued shutdown of the service providers industry and such, now they're estimating another 4,000 to 6,000 businesses will be lost. I mean, that's just in the service providers category. You know, we've lost some small manufacturing businesses due to these shutdowns. I mean, we've lost tens of thousands of businesses that are never going to open back up.
Now, he's right.
Well, let me explain this from a personal standpoint. Coming from a small business owning family, my parents' business is going to be all right for them. It's everybody who works for them that is getting jacked around.
Yeah,
they can't live on $3.62 a week. Nobody can.
Well, that's part of what I was going towards too, because those tens of thousands of businesses equate to hundreds of thousands of jobs.
Lost jobs, exactly.
That, again, some of them will go on unemployment, but like you said, we can't live on $3.62 nowadays. Not unless we're living in the basement of our parents' houses, and that's going to look pretty bad when 40 and 50-year-old men and women are moving back in with mom and dad's basement. Or even their kids' basement.
That's just it.
And I'm not going to disagree with you. However...
You're going to disagree?
No, I'm not. We have lost that.
But
however, in May, Nancy Pelosi and the Congress passed another stimulus package. Now, granted, maybe it was too high. But, wait a minute.
Okay.
That bill sat, and it was passed, it went to the Senate, and the Senate did nothing. Now, Wait a minute.
How much fat was put into that bill, though? That was a lot of meat.
Well,
on
the
that
reason,
bill.
Hold
and
it now.
That never got to. It was never going to get to you and I.
Did you hear what you just said about the people who worked for the businesses are the ones that would suffer?
And they are.
Okay, then the cities who would have to lay off police and fires and garbage men and whatever service people.
those weren't laid off because those were considered
I'm
essential
saying,
services.
But the cities were suffering, something had to give. My point is, something could have been done and wasn't.
When was the 600 put into? I think
in-
it was June 1st,
It was in the summer that
It was June.
The Trumpster
but it was backdated to April.
did his little game with the states will kick in 100 and the federal, if they don't.
No,
then
that was the second stimulus.
That was the second.
Yes.
And that never came to pass.
Yes, because in Michigan is one that argued over it. No, we're not putting the extra $100 in, but the 300 was still okayed for those who are on unemployment. That didn't get passed out by the states or from
Also
Did you lose your
on the
job?
first.
Did you lose your
Also
job?
on the first. We're not talking about my job.
Did you lose your job?
No, we're not.
Did you lose your job?
No.
I've lost my job twice now.
Okay.
Well,
I'm
that
going to lose my house. I'm going to lose my car because I can't live on $362 a week.
And would the stimulus package have gone and helped out?
No, because at the end of the
And
year,
did some of the money-
at the end of the year, what's going to happen? You've got to pay all the tax on that back.
Oh no,
You don't?
I didn't go for it. That was a choice. That was a choice by the businesses. Are you talking about
no,
what
he's not talking about that. He's talking about the taxes on the unemployment
The
because
taxes
some
at the
people
end of the
choose
year
not to
Okay,
pay.
on the unemployment. Yeah.
No, not only are we going to get beat up now, but we're going to get beat up in
Okay.
the future.
Now,
But you can sit here on your little high horse and tell me that I'm wrong. You're not the one in jeopardy of losing everything. You got your job.
there were people that were trying to do something. You keep wanting to put it on Gretchen Whitmer. Trump and McConnell both had the chance to do something and didn't. They chose not to. Even McConnell right now is saying he's not going to do it.
No, the only thing that Trump put a stop to was bailing out some of
That's
these
what
major
Trump
Democratic
said.
cities.
The fact is, he keeps saying Democrats, Democrats. Anything Democrat is no good, just like Cruz. And as long as you guys keep doing that, that stimulus package could have passed. The first one, Mnuchin screwed it up or did it on purpose to allow major corporations. Ruth's Chris got money. Trump's son's school got $9 million and refused to give it back. Now, these people took that money and didn't need
Those
it.
are the
But the
businesses.
mom and pop shops that did
What
got
about the $25
nothing.
million that went to the Kennedy Center in New York?
They shouldn't have gotten it. No argument there. They shouldn't have. That money was supposed to be for small businesses. And it didn't. Well, even Trump, you knew Trump got some because he had to close Mar-a-Lago. Even he took some. The billionaire. So if the money had been used correctly the first time, maybe some of this wouldn't have happened. Now, as long as the coronavirus is here, something has to be done.
Dave, let me ask you a quick question. With the COVID numbers spiking, how come flu numbers aren't spiking?
I don't know.
It makes no sense. That's why I question these numbers. It's not that I don't believe that there's not COVID. There's COVID out there. There's definitely COVID.
This is my right hand.
And I know you.
My
Yes.
right hand. You know what that means?
What?
You're on the right.
I was waiting
Because-
to say I have a left
because-
too.
No. I'm
Because we're not talking anything about the flu, and we are in flu season.
all right.
Well,
I don't know where you're getting your stuff from, but the thing with COVID is, I keep hearing not just here, but other people, COVID doesn't exist.
Did I say it doesn't
I
exist?
didn't say you did. I
COVID
said.
is very bad. We all know that. Okay?
Then why do you question the numbers? Because where you can say
Well,
that maybe
I
the numbers
question
are
the numbers.
padded, how about the people that never went to the hospital
I-
that just died at
I
home?
question
The
it
other
for this
day-
reason. Okay, the only thing I question about it is because it's a brand new virus. That's the
Yeah.
only thing that's different from everything else. Yes,
Yeah.
it's a brand new virus. We had one 10 or 12 years ago, and we had one 10 or 12 years before that. About every 10 years, sometimes it skips a decade, because I can give you a list of all the flus that we've had
That's
here.
fine. That's fine.
But the
No
whole
argument.
facts are, you know, I'm not going to say that it's just like the flu. It is a strain of a flu type, but it is serious, yes. But the facts that, you know, you have the Democrat Party saying that it's all Trump's fault, and then you got the Republican Party saying it's all the
that
state's
the Democrats
fault.
brought it over to make Trump look bad.
Well,
Yeah.
look,
Hey, China,
you
send me
can look
a
at that.
disease so
You
I
can
can
look
make
at
Trump
that.
look bad.
You can look at that and say, for the last 4 years, they've thrown everything they could possibly at the wall, hoping something sticks. But that's not here nor there. All right. Last year we had over 61,000 deaths at the seasonal flu. Okay, that's last year. How many are we going to have this year that they're going to blame on COVID? I don't know. Because they could have the flu and COVID at the same time.
The flu on COVID.
I'm just saying, they've blamed a lot of deaths that they found from, I've talked to doctors up north because I go up to see my daughter, and I've talked to her where she works, you know, and he says he has issues where they're saying people are being put down as COVID deaths even though they didn't die from the COVID that their body had at the time. And this is stuff that's going to go back and forth. It's a lot of hearsay.
Yeah,
And I don't deny that, but the facts are the facts are the hospitals are getting money for every death they turn in that's
Okay,
COVID.
no, that's a Trump thing, and I'm going to challenge you on that one. Because Trump is the one that said they get $18,000 for every COVID death they put down, so they just keep running up the numbers. He did that in one of his speeches.
Some of them are true and some of them are not. I'm
First
not
of
going
all,
to say.
if you check, the states that got that was Nebraska, Colorado, Oklahoma. New York did not get $18,000 per death. They got much less, but then they had
got
higher
some.
volume.
They still got some money.
Yeah, but are you telling me that, hey, let's make some money? Because the doctor on the west side of this state said him and his wife, who are both doctors, actually are taking a loss this year for the amount of time that they put in.
That's hard to believe. You know why?
Well,
because
no, he just got
here's
on
why it's
national
hard to
TV
believe.
and said that.
Here's why it's hard to believe. The insurance industry is making over $250 billion this year alone.
So then Trump is right. You're going to take the word of Trump?
No, I got the facts from
Oh, no,
my
I'm not
flu.
gonna- I'm
my
not gonna
flu
argue.
facts are from the CDC.
I'm not going to argue those.
But
those.
I'm
You're
telling you
on
right
those.
now.
There's things to argue and things that you don't.
But let me ask you this question, both of you. The other day, I'm listening to the news, and they say, well, we had 117 deaths today. 83 were on review of records.
Right.
So how far back do those records go?
I don't
And
know.
nobody knows
So,
that
so
answer.
nobody knows that answer.
Yes.
So we don't know how they're augmenting their numbers. So that 117 minus the 83, that's 34. And 34 deaths is a significant number. Don't get me wrong.
Any death is.
But
it's
but
not
when you start playing with numbers like that,
Okay.
what are actual
Okay,
numbers?
now let me ask
Well,
you that.
look at it
What
this
is
way.
the review? Who's reviewing it?
That's the question.
That's the state
This is
reviewing.
the state review. This is state review
That's
of records.
like yesterday,
Okay.
or was it yesterday or today's numbers were 145, but 51 were from review
But
for
the
the records.
numbers have to be verified by the CDC before they become official.
But
No,
that's
the
just
state-
it. Is the
states-
the state does the review of the records, and what they do is they review the records,
And they report
alter the
them to
number
CDC.
of deaths, and then report it to the CDC.
Now, are you telling me that the state is lying?
I'm not telling you that they're telling the
There's
truth.
no way that we can tell you that if they're lying or telling the truth.
Okay,
Because we're talking about government in general, whether it be statewide or federal. they have a tendency to exaggerate.
Giving you a little bit of leeway, what would be their reason for?
Well, I'll tell you what the
increasing
reason
the
I believe
numbers?
it would be for Gretchen Whitmer. I would
to
say,
keep
and
the
you
state
know it's because
closed.
I have disdain for her for the fact that as much as she's been lying to the people of Michigan. Okay, the fact is that and you can go on any radio show, and the only reason I say radio is because the TV seems to be always towards her favor. The radio seems to be more balanced, so to speak. All right, Gretchen, and people are going to disagree with that statement because they have their head in the clouds listening to CNN, Fox News, and all these other ones.
Yeah, I know 76,000 million voted for Trump. Where are their heads?
Why does this always get turned towards Trump? What I was getting at was for the enhancement of these numbers, because Gretchen has put out there time and time again about the science and the data, but she's never once provided where she gets her science and data from. Okay? You can listen to anybody you want to that has brought this up. It's been all over the radio and everything.
Now, wait a second.
She has not provided or produced the science and the data. Okay, where she got her information from. So
Now,
it wouldn't
are you
put it
saying
past
that
me.
she's lying?
It would not be put past me for her to exaggerate the numbers somewhat. For a simple fact, we've had over 320,000 cases, and this is just estimated. It's actually a little higher than that. 320,000 cases since this all started here in Michigan. We have a little over I think 8,100 deaths.
No, I believe it's more. In fact, it was quite a number today.
It was 6,000 some cases with 145 deaths with 51 on review. Okay, we have only a little over 8,000 deaths. That might be 8,100 or 8,200, but we haven't reached 9,000 yet.
The ones that are under review, do you know which way they went?
They're adding them to the deaths.
They're adding them to the number of total deaths.
Okay, so
see, these are people
if
that
they're
could have
under
died
review,
from other cases.
Then do you believe that they were reviewed, or they just said, we're going to put these under review, and I'll just put them on there? Then why put them under review if you're just going to put them on there anyway?
These are doctors that are actually questioning some of these deaths that they're putting under COVID.
Yeah, what they're doing.
Is it possible that those numbers, they're dismissing them? Saying, oh, this is not a COVID? Or are they just saying, oh, they said it's COVID, I don't think it is, put it down anyway? Is that what you're telling me?
Okay, here's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you that I passed away last week.
I need a beer.
I died last week. They write down I died of X. 4 or 5 days later, maybe 2 months later, they come back and say, you know what? John died of COVID.
Some of those reviews are that far back.
But you don't know how far back they're going to see this.
We don't know.
You don't know.
Every couple of days they come up with some added deaths for reviews, so that's why it's questionable.
I question your even motives.
To keep the state closed.
That's her motive.
You can do that to keep the state closed.
She just wants the state closed. That's what you're saying?
I think so. She's trying to play.
She's not doing herself any good.
No,
by having it closed.
You don't think that because maybe
I think she's playing too much mother hen. She doesn't think
that
the people of Michigan can do what was right. And I think she, like you said just now, I think she's power hungry. And because come on, look what she did with when the Supreme Court came in and told her she was abusing her powers. She went beyond her constitutional rights. What does she do? She goes right to the Department of Health, Michigan Department of Health, who she appointed. And what did he do? He turned around and put in place nearly everything she had in there because it's under a different law. And I think she's the puppet master to it. Just my opinion. And I know, because I've gotten, for the first time on our show, I got hate mail.
You know what I'm really grateful for?
Wait, let me rephrase that. Love mail.
Is the fact that there's 2 panes of glass here.
Yeah, there's 3 of us.
Because that sounds like crap. For her to want the state to stay down and stay closed
I'm going to bring up,
is ridiculous.
Is it ridiculous?
Yes, it is.
All right, July 7th, when I was at the Capitol for personal business, I overheard Nessel and Whitmer when they came out of that school board or school proposal meeting that was in there, and I overheard Nessel saying we have to keep this state closed down as long as we can to help hurt or to make sure it hurts Trump's reelection. I heard that personally. That's what pissed me off enough to go out and actually prepare to run for governor again.
Well, I'm not going to.
I want Nessel and I want Whitmer to hear me say this because now that I brought this out, I told you about this over a month ago, and I said I was going to keep my mouth shut over it. But now I'm pissed off on it because she's doing the exact same thing. Now she's going to cost Michigan hundreds of thousands more jobs. I could bring it up on something else, but I won't even cross that frickin' line because I want her on the debate stage. This time, she is not going to run for me on the debate stage. I've been an independent all my life. In 2018, I ran as an independent. This time, she has flipped me to a Republican just because I want her butt on that stage. I'm done playing games with this governor. She wants to turn around and just about break her arm, patting herself on the back for saving the people of Michigan a little bit on their auto insurance. Which, when she gave her speech, when she passed that law, oh, I'm so proud that I saved the average family $120 a month. Or, excuse me, $120 annually, $10 a month.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed with that either. I'll agree
Some
with you on
people
that.
save a little bit more than $10 a month.
Well,
But then she says, well, those who have Medicaid and Medicare can drop the MCCA. That's a bold-faced lie. Medicare, yes. Medicaid, no. You have to carry the minimum of the $250,000 plan with the MCCA. When she come up there and she wants to fix our roads, what's the first thing out of her damn mouth? Oh, I have to raise the gas tax 45 cents.
I was on your side on that one.
This woman is nothing but a
you and I
greedy
both thought-
dictator for the people of Michigan.
No, I agree with you
She's
on
going to
that
go
one.
down in history as one of the worst governors for the state of Michigan because she's going to cost the state of Michigan, I'll guarantee you by the end, and she's only 2 years in, she's already cost over 400,000 jobs.
Okay, now some of your points I agree with, but I'm going to ask you then. Okay, let's say she keeps the state open. Where would we be right now if she kept the state open?
Don't know because we haven't had that opportunity.
Okay.
Here's a simple fact, okay, and I've said this many a times. You cannot make the cure worse than the disease.
Trump said that too.
I never heard Trump say that. I've been saying it for months.
Yeah,
for a simple fact,
many moons ago.
you know, she wants to treat all us Michiganders. She likes to get up there and say, Michiganders are full of grit. Yeah, we are full of grit, and we're also tired of your bullshit. The facts are, we're all adults out here. The majority of us know what we do or what we can and can't do to protect our families. We know how to protect our families better than she does. And we can't protect our families and get the stuff our families need if we don't have a damn job. She sure to hell ain't piping in any money to help the families of Michigan. Oh, let's go live on our $362 a week. None of us can afford that unless we're already living in the basement of our parents. I'm sorry I got wound up on this one. I'll calm back down because I still have to answer to a
No red Kool-Aid.
love letter there.
The Kool-Aid.
Well, you know, is it possible that you hate Gretchen Whitmer?
Is it possible
No, I
that
don't
you
hate her.
Trump?
No.
I said I'm tired of her bullshit.
That was his line last week. So
No, my line last week and all the other lines is you have to get past the hatred of one man. Okay, that's where the Democrat Party is. They don't hate the Republicans. They hate Trump. Okay, I've said to you over and over, we need to, even on this show, this is political news and political views. These are our opinions.
Yes.
And nobody else's. I mean, we go back and we do research on certain things when we know what we're going to talk about, which is never.
Well,
but at the
Research is
same
when you
time,
bring papers in and you have something to read off of.
Yeah, well, the thing is, no, I do a lot of reading. The thing is that what we do here, the news stations, whether it be Fox, CNN, MSNBC, they have their thing, and I don't know how many TVs you've broken, you know, throwing something at it.
I
but
don't. They're too
the
expensive for
thing
me
is,
to
what
break.
we do is, like so many people, hopefully the people that are watching us, we all have our views.
Yes.
And we were given the opportunity in this forum to use them. They're strong views.
We get pretty passionate about them,
Yeah.
yes.
Now, you and I have argued on different points. Now, on what you just said, I agree with you on the gas tax. That was asinine. You want 45 cents more a
But
gallon?
she still took out a $3 billion bond. We're still paying on bonds that Engler took out
was the same
and
thing.
Granholm took out.
Yeah, but that was the same thing that Snyder did too. When they tried to push through that 1 cent, and that didn't work, and then they ended up, what was it,
7.3
But the
that
funny
they
thing
shoved
was,
down our
They
throats.
never spent a dime of that when she
It didn't
got
come in until 2
It-
years later. But the
Right,
facts
but-
are, they
but-
don't want to tell the people the truth.
My thing is, I agree with you on that. And then when the 45 cents came in, no, I was on your side on that one. But I will give her the credit for handling the virus the way she did, because she and DeWine and the Indiana governor and the governor of Illinois, is he not a Republican?
No,
Of
the
Illinois?
governor of Illinois is
Democrat?
a Democrat.
Okay. And Evers, but they did, like Cuomo and New Jersey and Vermont and Delaware, and that, they kind of formed a coalition to try to help
So
each
you
other
thought it was
out.
a good idea to put sick people in with retirement people?
No, I didn't say that.
No, you said you're happy the way she's handling it.
That-
Thousands
some
of
of the
extra
things-
people died because of those decisions by that coalition.
Some of the things that
Thousands of people died because of that
Well,
coalition.
now how come that?
She'll take
how
the
come
credit
that
for
you
saving
got
thousands.
that figure, but now you want to work the flu in there.
Well, no, the reason why I'm asking
flu
is,
has nothing to do with the COVID.
is you don't hear anything about flu numbers because we're in flu season. Why don't you hear a thing about flu season?
Well, why don't you hear about chicken pox? Why don't you hear about heart attacks?
Because I don't need to take a shot every year for chicken pox. Sorry about tapping my microphone. But I don't have to take a picture for it. I don't have to have an inoculation every year for, hoof and mouth disease either. But the thing about it is,
I don't know. I put my foot in my mouth all the time.
That's why you wear mint flavored shoes. But you don't hear a thing about what's going on with this year's flu season. Last year's flu season, we
Then
know
why do you
61,000 people
We're
died.
not talking COVID, but you want to bring up the flu. Well, let's bring up heart attacks too then.
Yeah,
Let's
heart
bring up high
attacks.
blood pressure.
Okay,
Heart
how many
attacks.
people have died?
Number
be-
one cause
how
of
many-
death in the United
How
States.
many people have died during the shutdown because they can't make ends meet because of heart attacks? That's a
They were
statistic
afraid to
I
go to the
wanna know.
hospital.
Again, there was a stimulus package that was passed.
Oh,
Would
okay.
it have helped?
No.
No. Oh, so by doing nothing, that was better than if.
No. It just
So-
because
no.
what you're doing is you're
Let me
just
see.
you're
Nothing
you're just-
is better.
Well, let
than
me ask
something.
you this question. Throwing money at a problem, does it solve the problem? Does it solve the problem?
In this case,
No.
Yes.
How does it solve the problem?
We didn't have the answers for it because, like you said,
Government
we
should
didn't know
not
what
be.
it was.
Government
Wait a minute.
should not be running our lives to begin with. First off.
Government works for the people. That is our money anyway.
but we don't have tens of trillions of dollars.
No, but we had $25 billion to build a damn wall.
There's a
$25 billion
Wait a
to
minute.
build
Wait
a
a
wall.
minute.
Okay,
Now you want to
okay.
jump onto the wall.
No,
that
no,
money came
that
from
was
the
just a
defense.
big waste
That
of
was
money.
from defense
That was
money.
a waste of money.
It was still from the defense money, wasn't it?
No, the court said he couldn't have that because he increased the defense, and he's not the only one. I'm going to give him a little bit of. Well, I don't know what the hell I'm going to give
well,
him.
didn't Obama build the cages?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
He did.
He
Now-
did, and then he saw it was wrong, and he stopped it.
But
But when
hold
Trump
on.
was doing it, he was so proud until they
hold on.
criticized him, and he's the one
Go-
that said
go-
that they weren't in cages; they were in beautiful luxury situations.
Who was the first person that said that border needed to be shut down better?
Well, Obama,
Clinton.
but he handled.
Clinton.
Yeah, but he
Clinton,
handled it
and
differently.
then right after Clinton, it went both. Every president since Clinton has said that there's got to be more protection on that border.
Well, maybe
And now-
Trump.
and now-
maybe Trump wanted the Great Wall of Trump there so he could
Put a big T on it. You know what?
Yeah.
He really likes himself. I'm not going to say he
Oh,
doesn't.
see, at least somebody else admits. I've admitted it to you. He's arrogant. He's a narcissist. But some of his policies has helped this country.
My point is that stimulus package would have helped if the money had gone to the small businesses and the loans. Maybe they would
But it
still
was
be in.
geared
But you're
up-
saying now
it was-
because that wouldn't have helped anything. It did a lot more than what they did do.
Do you think it's fair that we
$1,200.
bail out all these states for bad management?
Wait a minute. Why did Trump tell you that?
No, that's what this was tied with, that stimulus. That was what Nancy Pelosi put on there, extra money for them. There was what, $500 billion towards bailing out some of these other states that were in
And
financial
some
issues.
of them were also Republicans. They were
I didn't
all
say they
Democrats.
were all
Trump
Democrats.
said they were all. I'm not going to send money to Democratic mayors who
That
can't
was
run
Trump
their
that
city.
said that.
He could
That
run
was
his
Trump.
damn country.
I thought he did pretty good.
Bully for you. That's something. What is his legacy? Come on. Tell me.
4 years of being hated by everybody.
Hey,
Well,
that's
he was
his
hated
legacy
before.
right there. This is Trump's legacy. He withstood multiple attacks from Democrats, and it was Democrats, and some Republicans, that threw shit to the wall and watched it run down the wall and not stick to Trump.
Okay.
That's his legacy.
Okay, now, recently.
Oh, I shouldn't have said that word. I apologize.
That's 3 times, though.
A lot of Republican senators came out and said, "Yeah." Let's go back to some of the things they said.
I want to pick on Gretchen Whitmer. The heck with picking on Trump. We picked on Trump for months.
Yeah, I know, but we don't have much time left.
Don't worry.
All right, wait.
Let
Let me
the
say
people
this.
decide.
Let me say this. Congratulations to President-elect
President-elect
Biden.
Well, let's let the people decide. It's too close to the election. Yeah, let's let the people decide.
That's Lindsey Graham.
Yeah, and then Lamar Alexander. Well, I think the people should decide. Now, even some of these people said behind closed doors, which is now coming out. Yeah, he was guilty of sin. They knew what he had done.
Who's that? Who?
Trump.
Oh.
All that bullshit about. Oh, by the way, Hunter Biden.
Wait a
did you
minute.
know
Is he in jail?
No.
Okay.
Why should he be? That business, it mysteriously closed.
Trump?
No, the one that computer went to, the one that you said they got him now.
I didn't say they got him.
Yeah,
I
you
said they
did.
got his computer.
Yeah, no, you said they had him. They had the computer. Oh,
I didn't say anything.
Okay. So what do you think about
Now,
that? What do you think about? What do you think about
They're trying to figure out just
Delaware
closed
News Journal?
Yeah.
If that isn't a left-leaning one, that's right from
Oh,
his state.
so it's been left. So, well, the guy closed his shop up, and now
Wait a minute.
he doesn't
All right.
remember what happened.
Isn't
that something? I
let's-
like Rudy Giuliani and his woman there saying that
Sidney Powell?
up in Antrim, where that computer was,
Yeah, Smart Tracks.
Dominion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked what she said about Hugo Chavez building those to help defeat
Oh, the
Trump.
Venezuelan software. Yeah.
Now, the fact that he died in 2013,
Who's a big investor in that company?
that
George Soros.
I'm just saying.
Hey, wait. Let's get off the subject. Hey,
$300
let me-
million to the Republican National Committee
Dave,
after they moved to
Dave,
Jerusalem.
let's change the subject.
Okay.
All right. What do you
Hey,
think of Biden's $400,000 tax increase?
I want to hear the details on it first.
Okay.
I don't-
Everybody who makes over 400,000 is paying more in taxes.
I want to hear it first. And you know something?
Do you think that's going to affect?
What do you think of Yellen being put in as Treasury Secretary? Good choice, bad choice?
We'll see how she does.
Well, even Trump praised her for not very much, but he did.
He doesn't praise too many people, but
No, except
unless
himself.
it's for them, yeah.
He's got the
but that's
majority of
besides the
that.
point.
Yeah,
All right,
okay.
all right. How much of that for those people that 400,000 do you
First
think?
of all,
is
I got to see
gonna
the
affect?
details on the whole thing.
Well, the
And
basics.
you're saying that mostly small businesses.
Yeah, the majority of them
People
will be small
now,
businesses.
when you say that, are you talking about individuals who make 400,000 or people with businesses who make
A
400,000?
lot of those
Which is
people
it?
who are individuals that make 400,000, that's their income that they claim from an LLC
Okay, now
or a DBA, which is doing business as the LLC, small corps, S corporations. They claim the owner of the companies claim what that business makes as their income.
okay.
Okay, minus their payments to employees and everything
Now,
like that.
Has he put in a plan for small businesses? And please don't.
No, he has not.
Yeah, you know who Trump had in there for small businesses?
What's that?
The wife of WWE. What's the wrestler? Vince McMahon. He had his wife, and she ended up quitting halfway through. She didn't even know what she was doing.
I don't watch
Do
wrestling,
you think
so I
that
never heard
Biden
of
will
that.
have a better plan for small businesses?
I'm scared to death of Biden.
No, why?
Because of his, first off, the idea of taxing the rich scares the hell out of me. because those rich are the ones that create these jobs for all of us.
Well, my problem isn't with Biden. It's with the fact that they're trying to put an amendment into the Constitution that says mental deficiencies could remove a president from office.
Well, technically,
And-
it's
and-
still
and
there.
if-
It's already in the 25th Amendment.
But
it's,
hold on, and this is the problem I'm having, is if he shows any more signs of losing his bearings, what are they going to do?
Harris comes
They're
in.
going to bring in Harris, who's
Well,
as
I
far
think that's
left
the
as you
plan
can
to
get.
begin. I think that was the plan altogether.
I agree with that.
Because, I mean, he showed mental
I know you're
issues.
going to show me a newspaper article from Bob's newspaper.
No, but you know why
Guess.
that was put in there?
Yeah, I did know it was in there. Yes.
Yeah, no, but you know why it was put in there.
Yeah.
Proceed.
To take someone out of office who was not mentally capable of handling it.
You know where that really originated from?
That was from the Founding Fathers.
No.
No?
No,
The
not that
25th
far
Amendment?
back.
No, you're right. That was the 25th Amendment, if I remember right. Clause.
I can't
Two.
remember.
Part
I
of
wanna
the majority
say-
of the issue came when Woodrow Wilson was.
That's right.
He had a stroke.
You were the only one alive back then.
Well, yeah. When you get to be my age, you'll know more.
What was it like before electricity?
Burned your fingers.
Yeah, but the facts are there.
Now,
It's been
now
there.
the thing is, okay.
And
why,
I personally believe
I
that after
believed
seeing Biden,
in Reagan. I thought Reagan did a good job, and they said that he wasn't always. I mean, he'd fall asleep at meetings, and I still think Reagan did a great job. Now, that's my opinion. Biden, I don't know. Now, you know why I hate Trump. So, what is it about Biden that you don't like
I
specifically?
just said he scares the hell out of me with the way he wants to supposedly attack the wealthy of our country, and it is an attack. But he's one of the wealthy.
You do know that. What do you think McConnell's worth?
Well, any of them that work in Washington are pretty much millionaires anyways.
Anybody who's had more
90 to
than 3 terms?
95% of our
Well,
congressmen and senators in Washington are millionaires.
McConnell, in the first year of Trump's administration was worth $23 million. But then after he got the sanctions removed from the Russian spy oligarch and that aluminum plant was put into Kentucky, he's worth a great deal more.
Like I've said before, they all get rich on us
Now,
taxpayers.
we sit here and we talk about this. They all get rich. They all do this. They all do this. Why are we letting them do that?
Because we don't vote them out of office. We don't have term limits for the people who really deserve term limits.
Okay, David Perdue asked for, which he must have, I can't think of a good word. One that's appropriate. Anyway.
Is that the Purdue chicken guy?
Cahoonies?
Cajonas?
That's about
Stones?
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Chitlins?
Okay. Well, he is from the South. But he got on TV and he asked for $500 million to keep the Democrats out. Now, I just ran right home and pulled out my checkbook, and I just, goddamn, David Perdue needs $500 million, $500 million they need to keep the Democrats out.
Well,
You know something?
and there's no dirty politics going the other direction.
You know, it's another. No, I'm not just saying him. It's almost like when what was it? Tammy Faye Baker and Jim and Tammy, they were asking for money, and all the others, and they tell you send your money to God, and they give you their home address. You know, it's the same thing.
But Bakers did pretty well for themselves.
Until they got caught. But what's really amazing is we're talking about the rich, and the rich keep giving them money. Now, Trump, one of the reasons he's still doing what he's doing is he's still collecting money, and he's doing his thing. Because, you know what he found? Campaigning, people just want to give you money.
Well, I think he's going to be
Not the way-
campaigning
not
after he's out
everybody.
of office.
Not the way we liked it last time.
Yeah, no, not everybody. I mean, it's like, it just amazes me, and I don't give a damn if it's Soros I'll give you a little bit there. Or Sheldon Edelman, or whoever the hell it is. The amount of money that they're getting. Edelman gave, and his wife gave Trump $137 million. And I can't even fathom $137 million. And here I'm $10 down there to the Piggly Wiggly. I had to.
Go to the south, that's it.
Yeah. Well, you know what the rules are.
I'm hip.
So Piggly Wiggly isn't up here, so they can't sue me. But
Hey,
you know,
Roger.
I mean, the thing is that there's just so goddamn much money that's out there. It's phenomenal, and they want more and more. And you say we shouldn't tax the rich. Well, they didn't give you
I
a
didn't
raise.
say we shouldn't tax the rich.
Well,
I
Biden
said we
put it-
shouldn't. I said Biden's plans are attacking the rich. I mean, he wants to bring in this Green New Deal crap
But
that
did
we
you-
can't even as a country can't afford.
But did you not notice that a lot of the rich said 28% is fair? There's quite a few of them that agree
That's
with
why
it.
those 28% that you're
No,
talking
no, no,
about.
28% tax.
I know what you're talking about. The federal corporate
Because it
income
was, you were
tax.
right before. It was, what, 36?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was outrageous. No.
The whole facts are the 28%. Once it goes up to 28%, jobs are going to start to leave again
Why?
because the rich want to keep their money, just like you and I want to
Well,
keep our
the
money.
rich have
That
found-
ain't even the worst. First off, over 400. Everybody who makes over $400,000, their taxes are going up. We haven't heard how much.
Well, let me ask you.
Wait,
Okay, all right.
After that,
I'm getting
after
loaded
that,
now.
these are the business owners now. Plus, their corporate tax is going to go up 7% minimum, according to Biden, from 21 to 28. So that's another hit on them. What else is he going to do on them? Now he wants to bring in
Payroll
the
taxes.
the Green New Deal is going to be talked about to be being brought in because, hey, Mary Barr from General Motors and Hackler from Ford, they're 100% behind Biden for this infrastructure to get out these electric cars. Well, first off, California's own electrical grid can't handle the crap they got running through California. I hate California. Don't hate the people. I hate the state. I mean, that's why they got rolling brownouts, because they've kicked into more renewable energy that can't keep up with their demands.
Now, going back to what you were just saying, when you get these multi-billionaires, what are the first thing they're going to do? They're going to take their homes and move them to like islands off the coast where they don't have to pay their taxes. So you're going to lose that tax base, and they're going to bring their companies and move them to places where
it's cheap.
It doesn't matter.
You're going to see more go back to China. You're going to see more go back to Mexico.
Sri Lanka,
You're going to see more go to. They
India.
could take their stuff to Canada and pay less tax than what we're paying
They
here.
never stopped.
They have
They
slowed
did
down.
stop.
Some of them have come back.
A lot of
because
them
Dearborn, Michigan, Piston came to Redford over all this with the taxes coming down. Part of their operation. I'm not going to say the whole business because they've been there for years.
Like
But
Carrier when they
some
were gonna
carrier came back in Indiana, yes.
No, they didn't. They went down to Mexico and that thing folded. And United
Some of the
Technologies got
carrier
a nice.
group came back to the United States. The whole company didn't go to Mexico.
That part of the company stayed in Mexico, and the part
You're right,
that was
the one that
stayed
was
up
down
here
there stayed down
ended
there.
up closing. Check it out. Even the union rep got on TV and said, "Yeah, it happened just the way we said it would." But United
Well,
Technologies.
that's a question you brought up, the unions. UAW.
What's the matter with the unions?
All right.
All right.
The unions, if you go outside their union halls, they got all these Democrat signs out there. The problem with that is, that's the union, the main part of the union. But the members, 80 to 90% are Republican.
So?
I mean, I've run across that at Ford.
Listen, what's the difference? I mean, when Reagan ran, I was union, and they came in and said, Carter, Mondale.
Last time
I voted for the
union was with
person because I voted
Teamsters.
for someone who I thought would do the best job.
Well, that's the way
So
it should be.
it didn't matter to me if the union.
But your unions
the union
and your
didn't tell
company
me.
should
I
be
still
telling
make
you
my
who
own choice.
But the unions,
one time,
the unions and the
they
companies
did.
should never tell their employees who they should vote
Well,
for.
at one time they did have a lot of pull, and they did have a lot of sway with the employees. But I don't think that exists
still
as
do.
much as it used to.
They still do.
Not as much as that. It used to be almost a given that,
the
that
thing
if
about
the
it is-
union said do it, that everybody, 90% probably follow it.
Where's Jimmy Hoffa when you need him?
It's the perception.
In Giants Stadium.
I'm thinking 696.
There's a lot of places we'll never know.
Or he's in the hamburger. I don't know.
All right. You have some news here, don't you?
Yeah, I like I said, I got a love letter from somebody who
What's her
watches
name?
our show. Stephanie's her name. She asked
Hello,
me a
Stephanie.
question on here. She says, how do you respond to the studies that point to right-wing violence being far more common in the United States than any other? Right-wing attacks and plots account for a majority of all terrorist incidents in the United States since 1994. Well, first off, Miss Stephanie, the right-wing attacks that you're talking about that I'm paying attention to on here aren't really right-wing attacks. These are white supremacist attacks since 1994. Now, the majority of the attacks that I've been seeing going on right now are from there's mixed with right-wing people out there trying Antifa as well as left. We have them on both sides.
Extremes on both sides, yeah.
But right now before the election, the majority of it was.
But they've caught the right wing. They haven't arrested any left wing yet.
Oh, they've arrested both sides.
And Trump is the one that keeps pushing Antifa, Antifa, Antifa. It has to be Antifa. Even though
with
how
BLM
about
and them too.
Okay, now I don't know if this thrilled you or not. The situation with Whitmer. What's your opinion of that?
I think those guys should hang. I think they should be treated
You're talking
as,
about ones that threaten to kidnap.
I think
Yeah.
if
Full
they're found
extent of the
guilty,
law.
they are absolutely
I would never condone kidnapping or harming anybody.
no.
Did you?
I don't even
every
care if
day
it's
a little
just
more
like
comes
over-
out, because the court case they
Yeah.
can only put out so much. But they were there.
It's
last
a terrorist
spring.
act.
They were there last spring recruiting.
Well, they were also at the Capitol with their guns and
That's
stuff
what I'm
like
saying.
everybody
That's
else.
what I'm talking about.
That's
what
their
I'm talking about.
constitutional
But-
right. I mean, that is the people's house. I don't have a problem with them walking around there with guns. I've never been intimidated by cops walking
But a
around with
lot
their
of people
guns.
are. Now, what was
Let me
what's
ask
the purpose of the gun?
Over
Let me
the
ask you,
summer,
what's
over the
purpose of
summer,
gun?
all the violence and all the protests and all the burning of cities were caused by Antifa.
No,
It wasn't. It was a right wing.
No, I'm not going to say. You're going to want me to sit here and say Antifa did it. Yet there is no organization of Antifa. There is people who believe in anti-fascism. Yes, but then let's take a
Crates
look
of
at.
bricks showing up. at
Oh
places.
yes, crates of bricks in the same group that they have filmed, and one of them they caught, and that was a right wing. And the FBI brought that out over and over and over again, and Trump didn't want it. You know what the one thing is? He hasn't fired Ray yet. I wonder if that'll happen before he goes.
We have these things here. You don't have to talk around it.
He's a vindictive son of a bitch.
Now wait, there we go with the hatred for Trump. We weren't
Yes,
talking about
because
Trump.
he keeps bringing up
We weren't talking about
Antifa,
Trump.
trying to convince by saying it over and over and over and over. But there's some good people on the other side, and damn if Gretchen Whitmer didn't thank him for the FBI saving her life. His FBI.
Are you done?
No. That was crap. He should have denounced that, period. But
He has
instead,
denounced all these groups over and over again.
he's denounced nothing.
Oh, evidently, you're not watching too much news.
Trump has denounced right-wing groups.
Yes,
Yes.
over and over again.
You just won't see it on CNN.
I was in the middle of one of those groups in Frankenmuth. I saw what they did.
Why did you try to burn down Frankenmuth?
We didn't. We just happened to get in the flow of traffic and couldn't get out. Even the security guards there said they took over the town. You had to see.
Oh, that wasn't a right-wing group. That was people
that
there
was
for
Trump supporters, and that was
Yes.
right-wing groups.
I remember you telling me when you and the missus went up there,
We
you were
were
nervous
scared to death.
because people were
And the
excited.
thing was, once you got in there, you couldn't get out. You had to go in the circle because there was no place to go. They had taken up the sides of the streets, and they ruined an auto show that was there. That was what was supposed to be there. But a few days earlier, that was a Trump
There was a
rally
Trump
in
rally there.
Freeland,
Yeah.
and they moved on into Frankenmuth. We watched how they acted. We watched what they saw. Kill the Democrats. It was right there on the banners. Trump, that's Rambo, please.
Oh, you
Please.
see it on both sides. There was hatred towards each other on both sides. Don't just sit there. Just because Biden couldn't draw a fly, and Trump was drawing tens of
Oh,
thousands
yeah,
of people.
yeah.
but-
How many people did Trump fire by face to face?
Hey,
Even the
he's-
guy that said it was the election was
even
on the up
when
and
I
up.
was when I was
He
the
fired
fleet,
him by tweet.
when I was the fleet manager of a company in Taylor, Michigan, my bosses came to me and said, "Hey, we need you to fire or let go such and such employee."
Yeah, but you didn't
I mean-
have your own TV show, which they paid you way more money.
Yeah, I did. I had my own TV show, me and you.
Not then.
Yeah, I did.
Where they? Oh, jeez.
That was only a couple
Ladies
years ago.
and gentlemen,
But
one thing that Trump did say, and it holds true, and I'm going to hold him. The carnage is about to end.
Yeah, and then the taxation
June
comes
20th. Or
in.
January 20th.
January 20th.
January
Don't give him
20th.
6 more months than what he needs.
No.
But here's the thing. When Biden gets in there, be prepared for taxes to go up. Be prepared. Well, he's already talking about
Why shouldn't the rich pay a little bit more? I mean, do you think 21% is fair?
I don't look with the way the taxes were lowered. We had record unemployment and it was proven when Ronald Reagan came in there and made tax cuts. Now, don't get me started on this trickle down economics because I don't believe in those. But the whole facts are when taxes are lower, jobs are created.
Then how come Obama had jobs and the taxes were high? Or was that because
Obama didn't have record unemployment.
A record low unemployment.
Record low unemployment.
Okay, now, you stay on that side. Did Obama bring the unemployment rate down and it stayed on that course?
Did Obama also say that I don't have a magic wand and that our economy will not boom because I don't have a magic wand? And you know what happened? When the economy started booming, that unemployment dropped precipitously.
But did he not do the things that got it down? He must have because he was Trump.
The single greatest tax increase in U.S. history. And people were losing.
And yet unemployment was coming down.
Not as quickly as it did in the last 4 years. It's booming right now because of our situation with COVID. Bringing it all back in a big circle.
Well, wait a minute. How come Trump takes credit for that? If you lose 10 million jobs and they come back, how is that creating 10 million jobs?
Before we lost those 10 million jobs, we were at record low unemployment.
Yeah, and if you look at the statistics, that started in the Biden or in the Trump administration. Shit.
Yes, it did.
Yes, it
It
did.
started in
You're gonna
Obama's
tell-
administration.
Look, I've given
continued.
Obama credit for when he came in. Okay, when he at the end of his presidency, he had the lowest GDP that the United States almost has ever had. His growth rate was 1.3 and 1.1, 1.3. At its high point was 1.6 average.
Trump.
Okay, no, Obama. Okay, then Trump came in.
And he said it's 4, 5, 6.
Oh, look, he
never
You
reached.
can bring up
What
what
did he
Trump
reach?
wanted to say. 3.6 was the highest he reached.
No, actually he didn't. That number was padded. It wasn't. They padded that. Check on that one.
The highest he
I
reached
hate
was
to do this to you.
3.6.
You can't.
He
imagine how
turbocharged
it
the
hurts
economy.
me
I know.
to-
Go ahead at the end of the
to,
show.
Yeah,
you go right ahead and do that.
You know, I'd love to sit here and argue with you, but my heart is racing.
Before
and
he says anything else, Stephanie, I still have your question here, and I did not answer your second one. But on the next show, I promise you I will answer it. We got sidetracked with Trump. Never really did get to what I wanted to go off for
Stephanie,
with Whitmer.
the emoluments and all of that, it'll come out, and then you can send him another letter. Thank you for the letter that you did. It was very nice. I enjoyed that. And thank you for watching. Thank you all for watching. And we'll go around the table, but have a very nice Thanksgiving as best you can. Stay safe. Don't be a statistic. Please. We need you here. We don't have that many viewers. We can't afford to lose any. John?
Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, gentlemen, for allowing me to come in. Thank you for not throwing things at me.
Well, I brought that up at the beginning, yeah.
I appreciate that. And once again, everybody, happy Thanksgiving. I appreciate the time with you.
Again, I'm also going to say happy Thanksgiving to the people of Michigan and the country, of course. I apologize for losing my temper, which is a rarity for me.
No, it's only fair. It's only fair.
I mean,
Just
but at the same time,
no red Kool-Aid for you.
I don't drink the red Kool-Aid or the blue Kool-Aid.
I don't know what the Kool-Aid is all about.
Oh, my tea's gone. It's on the other side. I personally prefer this Kool-Aid. Oh, wait. This Kool-Aid. So, by the way, that's homemade. Not as much vodka in this one.
But thank you all, and we sincerely want you to have a nice New Year and
enjoy the
Christmas
holidays.
and holidays.
Or Thanksgiving?
I'd say Black Friday, but no.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Thank you.
Have a good evening.